In the intricate dance of love and intimacy, we often find ourselves stumbling over invisible obstacles. These obstacles, often rooted in our own fears and insecurities, manifest as self-sabotaging behaviors that can undermine the very relationships we cherish. Welcome to our exploration of self-sabotaging behaviors in intimate relationships. In this journey, we'll uncover the hidden patterns of behavior that sabotage our chances at lasting love and connection. Have you ever found yourself holding back in a relationship, afraid to let your guard down? Or perhaps you've experienced moments of intense jealousy, driving a wedge between you and your partner? You're not alone. Self-sabotage can sneak into our relationships in various forms, often without us even realizing it. Before we delve deeper into the intricacies of self-sabotage, let's take a moment to understand what it truly means. Common self-sabotaging behaviors. Self-sabotage in relationships can take many shapes and forms, but there are some common behaviors that tend to surface time and time again. One of the most prevalent forms of self-sabotage is the fear of vulnerability. Individuals who struggle with this fear often find themselves avoiding emotional intimacy, keeping their true thoughts and feelings hidden behind a facade of indifference. Another common behavior is rooted in insecurity and low self-esteem. Individuals grappling with insecurity may seek constant validation from their partner, leading to feelings of jealousy, possessiveness, and ultimately, erosion of trust. Communication barriers also play a significant role in self-sabotage. Passive-aggressive behavior, withholding thoughts and feelings, these are just a few examples of how poor communication can breed resentment and distance in a relationship. But fear not, for understanding these behaviors is the first step towards overcoming them. Consequences of self-sabotage. As the tendrils of self-sabotage weave their way through the fabric of our relationships, they leave behind a trail of consequences that can deeply impact both partners. Deterioration of trust is perhaps one of the most devastating outcomes of self-sabotage. When we allow our insecurities and fears to dictate our actions, we inadvertently chip away at the foundation of trust that sustains our relationships. Trust is like a fragile glass sculpture. Once shattered, it's incredibly difficult to piece it back together. Self-sabotage also breeds an environment ripe for conflict and misunderstandings. When communication breaks down and insecurities run rampant, every interaction becomes a potential minefield, with explosive arguments waiting just beneath the surface. Emotional distance and disconnection are often inevitable outcomes of self-sabotage. As walls go up and communication breaks down, partners drift further and further apart until they find themselves strangers in the very relationship they once cherished. And in some cases, the consequences of self-sabotage can be so severe that they lead to the dissolution of the relationship altogether. The pain of heartbreak, the sting of regret, these are the bitter fruits of self-sabotage left unchecked. But amidst the darkness, there is hope. For every consequence, there is an opportunity for growth, for healing, and for forging stronger, more resilient connections. Overcoming self-sabotage. While the consequences of self-sabotage may seem insurmountable, there is light at the end of the tunnel. By acknowledging our patterns of behavior and committing to change, we can reclaim control of our relationships and pave the way for a brighter future. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of overcoming self-sabotage. Take the time to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Identify the triggers that lead you down the path of self-sabotage and challenge them with compassion and understanding. By shining a light on the shadows of our subconscious, we can begin to unravel the tangled web of insecurities and fears that hold us back. Effective communication is another vital tool in the fight against self-sabotage. Express your needs and concerns openly, and listen with empathy to your partner's perspective. By fostering an environment of trust and understanding, you can create a solid foundation upon which your relationship can thrive. Remember, the path to overcoming self-sabotage is not always easy, but it is worth it. By facing our fears head-on and embracing change, we can create the fulfilling, intimate relationships we've always dreamed of. As we come to the end of our journey through the labyrinth of self-sabotage in intimate relationships, let us pause to reflect on the insights gained and the paths forward illuminated. We've explored the common behaviors that sabotage our relationships, from the fear of vulnerability to communication barriers and insecurity. But amidst the darkness, we've discovered a glimmer of hope. By cultivating self-awareness, embracing open communication, and nurturing our self-esteem, we can overcome the destructive patterns that threaten to tear our relationships apart. It's not an easy journey, nor is it one without challenges. But with each step forward, we reclaim our power, our agency, and our ability to love and be loved fully. So let us take this knowledge, this newfound understanding, and apply it to our lives with courage and conviction. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of self-sabotage in intimate relationships. May your journey be filled with love, understanding, and the courage to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. Subscribe to our channel. Until we meet again, may your relationships be a beacon of light in the darkness, guiding you towards a future filled with joy, connection, and boundless love.